Hey yogis and yogis, welcome back to Yogana. My name is Anna. Today we're going to be doing a power flow. So we're going to get really strong in the core, build up the heart rate a little bit, and feel nice and balanced out. So go ahead and hop onto your mats and we'll get started. Let's begin today's practice on our backs in a reclined cobbler's pose. So go ahead and just make your way on to your back. We'll bring the bottoms of the feet together and the knees are going to come out nice and wide as the feet ground on the mat. So you'll start to feel a really intense opening on the hips, the inner hips especially. Letting the knees come out nice and heavy, just no tension in the knees. Maybe if it's a little too much to start, just bringing the toes towards the front of your mat can lessen the intensity. If it's all too much altogether, just go ahead and extend the legs and come onto your back. We're just going to begin with a couple grounding breaths, just feeling the points of your body touching the ground. Feel nice and sturdy. Letting your body and the points of your body that are touching the ground feel heavy, sinking into the ground beneath you. And then maybe the hands fall on the belly here, just above the hips. And then as you breathe, just notice the rise and fall of the belly. Maybe closing down the lips. Just breathing in and out through the nose at your own natural pace. Maybe closing the eyes if that feels comfortable, or just finding a soft gaze. Just letting time in your breath slowly open up the hips, release in the low back. And just start to settle in before we begin today's practice. Maybe bring any intention to mind if that's part of your normal practice. Just anything you'd like to gain in the next hour. Maybe it's a little bit of energy, some strength, some power. Or maybe it's just to notice your breath to bring you into the present moment. On the next inhale, maybe start to blink open the eyes if they're sealed. Exhale as you close the knees very slowly together like a book. So the feet are going to go out a little bit wider than the hips. The knees are going to come together. We're just going to reset the low back for about 2 breaths here. So just reclosing the hips and resetting the low back. And then on the next inhale, separate the knees about hips distance wide. We're going to come into a reclined figure 4 posture. So that right ankle is going to cross over the left knee. And then we're just going to let that right foot fall over to the left side. So maybe it touches the ground or it just kind of hovers over the ground on the left side. Arms can come out to a T or wherever it feels good to feel steady and grounded. We're going to get deep into that right hip flexor, that right glute, so maybe even pressing that right knee away from you to get a little bit deeper. Feel that twist in the torso. And then inhale, bring that knee back through center. Extend that right leg and then hug the left knee into the chest. So from here, if it feels good just to hold and squeeze that knee into the chest, you're welcome to stay here. Or get deeper into the hip socket by grabbing onto the knee with your left hand and finding some circles with the knee. So just almost like you're stirring the pot one direction, maybe ground to that right hand beside you. And then stir the other direction or just keep holding, maybe rolling out the ankle if that feels good. Good, and then hug that knee back in if it's not already there. Hug the right knee in. Lower down both of the feet and then cross the left ankle over the right knee. So same thing on this side, that right or that left foot's gonna come over to the right, maybe grounding or hovering. Left knee is gonna press away, maybe even with that right hand physically pressing it away if it can reach. Feel that twist in the torso and just breathing into that hip flexor on the left side. And that space opens up just above the hips in the torso. Good. Inhale, bring that knee back through center. Extend that left leg fully and then bring the right knee into the chest. So same thing, option to hold and squeeze or start to stir the pot with that right knee, grabbing on with the right hand, finding some circles, big or little. Good. Switching directions if you haven't already. Maybe rolling out the ankle if you're just holding. Good. And then hugging both knees again back into the chest. We're going to cross the ankles here, grab onto the tops of the feet, and then rock and roll ourselves up. So go ahead and start to rock as many times as you need to or want to. If it feels good, massaging out the spine, activating the core already, just finding some heat there. And then rolling all the way through into tabletop. So coming to all fours. And then moving into a forearm plank. So already building some heat in the core, coming down onto the forearms, interlacing the fingertips, kicking the feet all the way behind you, tucking the toes and lifting the knees. So nice and strong here. We're gonna stay in the center for 2 breaths. Keep those hips in line with the shoulders, nice and strong, keep them nice and low. And then roll onto the left side. So rolling onto the knife edge of the left foot, the left forearm, and then reaching high with that right hand, maybe dropping that left knee if it feels a little bit more steady to start, if you're still warming up. Coming back through center, and then moving onto the right side. Reaching up with the left hand, keeping those hips high, dropping that right knee if needed. And then lowering down to both forearms again, pressing into a down dog. So coming onto the palms, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, pedaling out the dog a couple times here, not too long. Just warming up the hamstrings, the calves. And then we're gonna do this 3 times here. So dropping the hips into plank, pressing those shoulders forward. And then exhale, pressing back into down dog. Inhale, coming forward, dropping the hips, high plank. Exhale, press back. Last time, drop the hips, high plank, nice and strong. And then exhale, press back. Inhale, tippy toe the feet very slowly, almost like you're walking a tightrope. Coming into a forward fold, eventually those feet are going to come up to meet the hands. And we're just going to settle in here for a couple breaths, soften the knees. Really make sure that upper body, the shoulders, the neck is fully released. So if it helps sometimes to grab on opposite elbows, can really help you release any tension, shaking out the head. And then just breathing. Letting this posture just naturally open the backs of the knees. No need to open them yourself and overextend at all. Just letting time and your breath slowly open you up. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release the opposite elbows and slowly pull yourself up, feeling each vertebrae on the spine. And slowly make your way into a mountain pose, rolling the shoulders back, palms face forward. Good. On the next inhale, we're going to take the arms high. Exhale, grab onto the left wrist, pull yourself over to the right. And then inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, switch sides. Get into that right side body, grab onto the right wrist, open up in the shoulder. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, sink right back into chair pose, already building some heat. Weight goes back into the heels, maybe peek over your knees, see if you can see your toes, maybe even lift them. So that weight is for sure in the heels. Inhale, pop the hips high, straighten through the knees, and then exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, find the half lift, flat back. Exhale, giant step back, low lunge with that right foot. Hang out here for a moment, just really feel that opening in the right hip, letting the hip fall down, press forward, shoulders drop down the spine. And then exhale, press that left foot back to meet the right, high plank, lower down, knees shush chin like an inchworm, or if you're ready, find that chaturanga, bent elbows. Inhale, find cobra or up dog. And then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Good. Inhale, kick that right heel high. Exhale as you bring it up and all the way through, find low runner's lunge on this side. Drop that left hip, press it forward, drop the shoulders. And then inhale, we're gonna bring ourselves up. And exhale as we open up into a warrior two. Drop that left heel, 45 degrees, press the right knee open. Inhale, peaceful warrior, take it back. Sink the hips low, keep that right knee still bent. Inhale, bring it forward, extended side angle. Rest on that right knee, reach up with that left hand. Inhale, take it back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side angle again. Reach that right hand down and then straighten through that right leg as you find triangle. So those shoulders are stacked in line here. Gaze stays on the ground to hold you steady, or start to look upwards to see if you can challenge your balance a little bit. Good. Inhale, bring it back up into warrior two, so bend into that front knee. Exhale, frame that front foot, find a low runner's lunge, and then inhale, find standing split at the top of your mat. So stagger step off of those left toes, kick that heel high, slight softening in that right leg. That left hip is aiming towards the ground, keeping it internally rotated. Keep that left heel high. Inhale, find Shiva squat. That left knee goes behind the right. Drop the hips, maybe palms come together at prayer. Inhale, kick it back, find standing split. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, standing split last time. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, standing split. Exhale, giant step back, land on the toes, low runner's lunge, and then move into a side plank on the left side. That right foot's gonna kick back, stack on top of that left leg, the left foot, or maybe drop the left knee. Reach high with that right hip point and the right fingertips. Maybe start to lift that right foot, landing it somewhere along the left leg. Find that tree pose. Good, and then re-extend, lower down. Find down dog, four-legged dog. Press the hips high. Good, and then inhale, kick that right heel high again. Exhale, scorpion dog. Stack the hips, bend in the knee, roll out the ankle. Inhale, kick it high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it up to meet that right elbow. Inhale, lower down to the wrists, find elevators. Exhale, bring it up to the elbow. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bring it up. Last time, lower. Exhale, kick it back. Inhale, knee comes to meet the nose through center. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, cross the body over to the left elbow. Press it back. And then lower down, four-legged down dog again. Good. Drop the hips low, find a high plank. Lower down, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. We're gonna find ourselves in an up dog. So tops of the feet, bottoms of the hands are the only thing touching the ground. Gaze goes over the left shoulder. Gaze goes over the right shoulder. And then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Inhale, kick that left heel high. Exhale, bring it up and through. Inhale, bring yourself up. And then exhale, find warrior two. Drop that right heel 45 degrees. Press the left knee open. Shoulders are over the hips. And then inhale, we'll take it back, peaceful warrior. Breathe into that left side body. On the next exhale, find extended side angle, resting that elbow on that left knee. And inhale, bring it back, peaceful warrior. Good, exhale, extended side angle, last time. And then go ahead and reach down with that left hand as you straighten through that left leg. Slide between two panes of glass. Press your shoulders in line and fix your gaze wherever it feels right. And breathe. Good, inhale, bring yourself up. Find that warrior two again, bend into that front leg. Exhale, take it back one more time, peaceful warrior. Inhale, bring it through, frame that front foot. Find a low runner's lunge. And then exhale, stagger step that right foot forward as you kick it all the way up towards the sky. Internally rotate that right hip. Keep that heel high, that knee soft on the left side. And then move into that Shiva squat. So that right knee is going to come behind the left as the palms come together. Torso lifts. Re-extend as you find standing split. Inhale, bring it up, Shiva squat. Good, balance. Exhale, lower down, standing split. Inhale, last time, bring it up. Exhale, reopen. And then land on those right toes. Find that low runner's lunge. Move into a side plank on the right side. So kick that left foot back. Left hand goes high. Press the left hips high. And then maybe lift that left leg. Landing it somewhere along the right leg. Protecting the knee. Keeping those hips high. Good, and then re-extending that left leg, lowering down the left hand, press the hips high. Good, inhale as you kick that left heel high, stack the hips again, find that scorpion dog, roll out the ankle. Good, inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bring it up to meet that left elbow. Inhale, lower down, elevators to the wrist, hover. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower. Last time, kick it back. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it forward, knee comes to meet the nose, hover. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, cross the body to that right elbow. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, lower, four-legged down dog. Good, option to stay here in down dog. If you want to stay still, you're welcome to. If you want to find child's pose, catch your breath, take a sip of water, or if you want to keep moving, find a down dog twist. So in that down dog, Maybe reach back to the left leg with that right hand. Gaze goes underneath the left shoulder. And then release that right arm, switch sides. The left arm reaches back to the right. Good. Lower that left hand. We'll all go ahead and meet in that down dog wherever you're at. And then when you're ready, kick that left heel high. Exhale, bring it up and all the way through. Inhale, warrior two again. Arms come out to a T. Sink the hips low, press the left knee open. Right hand goes to the right hip. We're going to move into a half moon. So stagger step off of those right toes, bring it forward, reach forward and down with that left hand. And then same thing as in triangle. We're going to press the shoulders into an imaginary wall behind you. Gaze stays on the ground to stay grounded. And then maybe move into sugar cane. So bending in that right knee and then starting to reach back. See if you can grab onto those right toes. Roll that right shoulder open. The hips press forward and breathe. Good. Slowly release without flinging that foot. Moving into a warrior three, we're going to close the hands to come through center and then start to bring yourself up. That right hip is internally rotated this time. Cobra with the heart. Arms fly back. Or reach forward or stay at palm press center, wherever works best for you. Good. Inhale, bring it forward. That knee is going to hover here, one-legged mountain pose. Bring that knee in, maybe grab onto the knee, roll the shoulders back. Maybe if you want to go a little bit further, getting into the hamstring, starting to extend that right leg, grabbing onto the foot, or if you have a strap, using that strap to place on the ball of the foot. And then maybe starting to open up with that right leg. Left arm reaches out. Good, bringing it back through center the way that you came out to the side. And then bringing that knee in. And slowly releasing here, we're just going to take that right foot behind the left and find a forward fold with the feet crossed. So starting to fold over, those pinky toes are in line. Going to get into that right hamstring here and then find that half lift, flat back. Exhale as you release again. Good. From here, we're going to unwind, take a giant step back with the right foot, land on the toes, drop the knee, and then press the hips back into a half split. Keep the shoulders down the spine. If you have some blocks to lift up the ground, if that helps, definitely use those. Or stay up on the fingertips, stay lifted in the heart. Find what works for you. And then maybe getting into the IT band, we're going to take that left heel over to the right, land on the knife edge of the left foot, and then keep that left hip pressing back. So you'll really start to feel it in that IT band. And again, lifting up the ground can really help the intensity lessen. So if you have anything to hold on to or just lift up the heart, one final breath here. And then inhale, bring that foot up. Bring that heel back over to the left side. And then bring it forward, bending in that left knee, tucking the right toes, planting the hands, re-extending that left leg. Find a gentle opener with that scorpion dog, stack the hips, bend the knee. And then lower down, find that four-legged down dog. Nice. Same thing on this other side here. just gonna turn so that my back's not towards you this time. But when you're ready, we'll kick that right heel high. Exhale, bring it all the way up and through. And then inhale as we find warrior two on this side. Press that right knee open. Drop the hips. And then when you're ready, grabbing onto that left hip, we're gonna move into half moon. So fixing your gaze forward just above those right toes, we're gonna aim that way with the right hands as you stagger step off of the left toes. Start to kick the left foot high. Press that left hip open, the shoulders open up. Stay grounded with that right hand. And then maybe start to bend in that left knee. Reach back with the left hand, grab onto the foot. And then roll the left shoulder back again, the left hips forward. Good, slowly release that foot. Come through center, lower down that left hand, and then move into a warrior three. Palms come up. Oops. Maybe they fly back. That left heel stays high, that heart stays open. Maybe reach it forward. And then start to bring those palms back towards the heart, towards each other. Bring that left knee in, and then maybe grab onto the knee, finding your balance, strong in the core. Taking those options here, staying right here with the knee bent, or starting to grab onto the ball of the foot with your hands or any props. So you extend that left leg, keep the shoulders down the spine, that right knee soft. Maybe start to open. Right arm counterbalances you on the right side, grabbing onto something or just holding out beside you. Good, coming back through center the way that you came into that posture, slowly meeting with that one-legged standing pose, that knee in, and then releasing, taking that foot behind the right, folding forward, pinky toes in line, and then reset the spine. So we'll inhale, find that half lift. Exhale as we refold. Good, giant step back with the left foot, landing on the toes. Find that low runner's lunge. And then drop the left knee, untuck the toes. We're gonna press the hips back into a half split. Keeping the shoulders down the spine wherever you land with the hands, either on some props or on the ground. Keeping that right hip aiming back, those toes high. And then starting to get into the IT band, we're going to take that heel over to the left, open up, rolling onto the knife edge of the right foot, keeping the hip back. Good, inhale, bring that foot back up. Take it back over to the right side and then press the hips forward as you bend in the right knee. Tuck the left toes, lift up the knee, and then kick the right foot back as you unwind. Open up in scorpion dog, bend in the knee, and lower down. Find that four-legged down dog. Good, from here we're gonna kick that left heel high and then walk the hands back to frame that right foot. So we're gonna find standing split at the back of your mat. And then you're welcome to stay right here or start to work on some handstand kicks. So maybe not going all the way into a handstand if that's not part of your practice, or if you want to keep working on that, maybe find a wall to kind of kick your legs towards. But otherwise, we're just going to lower down the palms a little bit further than your shoulders, and then start to take the weight into the right toes, and then just start to kick here. So softly landing on those right toes, only kicking as high as it feels comfortable to go. Just really working those shoulder muscles, and then just getting a feel for moving in that direction. One more time. Good. Lowering down, finding your way back into a standing split, walking the hands towards that right foot, taking that left knee behind the right. We're going to lower down into a little twist. So coming to the sits bones, we're just going to lengthen through the spine. Inhale that right or left arm high, right hand goes behind you, and then that elbow lands on the outside of the right knee. Gaze goes over the right shoulder. Stay tall in the spine. And then just exhale as you lengthen. Good. Exhale, start to unwind. Palms come over to the left side of you, pressing into the palms as you bend in the elbows. Find that counter twist. And then unwind here. So hands come back in front of you. Ground through that right foot. Kick that left heel high. And then lower down that left foot to meet the right. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, sit back in chair pose. So we're going to move into some balancing postures in chair pose. So go ahead and take the weight into the toes, lift up the heels. And then exhale, fly the arms back. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, take them back. And then bring them forward. Lower down in the heels. Lower down in the hands, lift the hips, straighten through the knees. Shake it out here. Good, and then walk the hands forward as we find down dog again. Take the toes a little bit further back. Press the hips high and pedal out the dog maybe. Good, and when you're ready, we'll kick that left heel high. The right heel high. And then walk the hands back to frame the left foot this time. Find that standing split back of the mat. Good, and then walk the hands forward just above the shoulders, moving into that handstand kick. We're just going to ground and softly lower on those left toes, working through those muscles. One more time. Good. Landing on those left toes. That right knee comes behind the left. And then we're just going to lower down, find the twist on this side. Ground through the sits bones. Left hand goes behind you. Right arm reaches high and crosses over the body. The elbow landing on the outside of the left knee. Gaze goes over the shoulder. Staying tall in the spine, that left shoulder stays open. And then we're going to unwind. Hands come to the right side of your mat. Palms ground, elbows bend. And then we'll start to lift up. Unwind here. Ground to that left foot again. Find that standing split. And then walk the hands forward. Find down dog. Good, pedal out the dog. And then drop the knees here. Find child's pose. Big toes come together. Knees can be wide or together. Arms are going to stay out long. Hips are going to sink over the heels as you exhale. And then we're going to inhale, bring ourselves up, walk the hands towards the knees as we find kneeling posture. And then we're just going to spin the legs forward. So scoot yourself about halfway onto the mat here. We're going to lower ourselves all the way down onto our backs. Hug the knees in. And then lower down the feet. Heels are going to be kind of close to the glutes here. Knees are going to be hips distance wide. We're just going to lift up the head to interlace the fingers behind the head. And then we're just going to find some crunches here. So lifting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower everything down. From here, we're going to reach the arms forward, hover them over the mat, and then bend in the knees here, lifting the feet about knees height. Good. From here, we're going to lift the head again, and then we're just going to extend that left arm or left leg as we reach back with the right arm. Good. And then we'll bring it in, switch sides, left arm, right leg, bring it in, left leg, right arm, in, opposite side, in, left leg, right arm, in. Last time, extend that right leg, left arm, in. Good. Arms are going to come out to a T, lower down the head, and then cross the right ankle or the right knee over the left. Keep the feet hovered, and then we're going to find eagle legs here, but the knees are going to fall side to side and just hover over the mat. So the knees are going to fall over to the left, hover. Inhale back through center, over to the right, hover. Inhale back through center, exhale, hover. Back through center, exhale, hover. Back through center, hover. Back through center, hover. Good. Back through center, unwind the legs, lower down the feet, and then just let the knees fall side to side. Good. Other side here, we're just going to go ahead and cross the left knee over the right, lift up both of the feet, and then same thing here. Knees are going to fall over to the right, come back through center, over to the left, center, right, center, left, center, right, center. Last time, left, over through center. Good. Lower down both of the feet, uncross the knees. And then go ahead and take the hands down beside you. Bring the heels in close to the glutes. So we're going to make our way into bridge pose. Knees are going to stay in track with the hips. We're going to start to lift up the pelvis. And then keep those arms grounded beside you, or option to tuck the shoulders, interlace the hands, and lift the hips a little bit higher. Slowly releasing the hands, untucking the shoulders, lowering down the spine, pelvis. Hug the knees in before we come into round 2 of bridge pose, or I'm going to give you the option for wheel pose if that's part of your practice. Good. When you're ready for round 2, lower down the feet, keep the heels in close to the glutes, and then maybe take the hands just above the shoulders, by the ears, fingers facing you. And then just start to press into the palms, press into the heels, and lift the hips high. Otherwise, find that same bridge pose if that feels a little bit more doable for this practice. lifting the hips, keeping the arms beside you, or tucking the shoulders. If you want to find somewhere in between, maybe see if you can keep the hips level and keep them high as you just ground through that left foot and then extend the right leg. You're also welcome to do this if you're in that full wheel pose. And this is full wheel pose if you're not sure what I'm talking about. And then same thing with that left leg. Keep the hips high, lift that left leg. Lower down. And slowly tuck the chin if you're in wheel. Lower down the hips, untuck the shoulders if you're in bridge. Good, hug the knees back in. And then you're welcome to find any final poses your body needs to feel complete. If that's legs up the wall or waterfall pose, you're welcome to take the legs high, extending in the legs, or maybe find happy baby, grab the outsides of the feet, rock and roll. Just kind of listen to your body's intuition here. Anything your body needs. Or if you're ready for that final resting pose, you're welcome to make your way there. We're going to finish off practice with Shavasana anyway. So just taking your time, doing any final poses to feel complete, maybe windshield wiper the knees. And this is kind of your time here. So as you make your way into that Shavasana, whenever your timing of Shavasana is, just letting the legs really release, the lower body relax as the toes come out to the corners of the mat. The upper body relax and settle in by the shoulders rolling underneath the spine, the palms facing the ceiling. The muscles in the face settle in, opening and closing the jaw. Relaxing the tongue from the top of the mouth to the bottom. Raising, lowering the eyebrows, softening the space in between. And softening the eyelids, either soft gaze or closing them down. And then just staying here as long as your body feels called to. Just letting your body fully absorb the hard work you put in, fully absorb this practice, taking it with you off of your mat into your daily life. And then just slowly awakening your body only when you're ready. Stay here as long as you need to. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. It's been an honor. I had fun. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video and feel great, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next flow.